knows. So, Mike, if that is your real name, we have been talking on this show about DissociaDID, NIN, whatever, the 500 different named people. And I had clipped 2 segments from it, and I put it up on YouTube, as I do with segments that I think that I want to, really put out there. Yesterday during Nightwave, the video must have been posted somewhere where her fans are, because I was getting a humongous influx of people on those 2 videos, and the pretty much the general theme was, calling us names, which is fine, but a lot of reported, I'm reporting it, so the mass flagging the video.
And also, this is also probably connected to the message we showed the other day. That's where somebody told us to, I believe, stick a sword up our ass and spin it around. And kill ourselves.
Which, of course, is terrible.
Which came from this.
Right. So, I don't know why. I mean, I do know they have a huge fan base. So, what I did with those 2 videos was I got rid of them. I got them off our YouTube channel. I put them on our BitChute. It's Revenge of the Sis on BitChute. You could find it there. Just to be safe, because it's getting mass flagged, and I honestly don't want to have to spend a fucking week in D-Live doing the show. It's a big pain in the ass. So I took them down and I moved them over there. So what I would like to do is I would like to do we're not done with her now we double down, obviously, but we are going to try to do our very best to do a very, in terms of service friendly video.
Gotta follow the rules.
We gotta follow the rules with her. So I think we should do that. I think we should watch her video, and she is now fighting with apparently it's another YouTuber, I guess, called Trisha Paytas.
Oh, Trisha Paytas. Yeah,
she's whatever.
Yeah, she's gross. She's a gross YouTuber.
Well, this Trisha woman now says that she has dissociative identity disorder, and apparently Nin or Chloe or whatever.
So we need to obviously respect that, right?
Of course,
because you got to take these sort of things seriously.
So should we check it out? Let's check it out. Let's see, because apparently she mentioned her in this video.
Okay. Of my altars, so I feel like no. The altars are formed.
I gotta start from the beginning. Sorry. Here it is.
I watched the India one, and there's a girl, DissociaDID or something. I think her name. She's British, and like I watched it and I was like, oh, like she seems crazy, but I know that's like.
Don't like being called crazy, apparently.
Yeah, that was not a that was she was angry.
That hurt. That hurt all of them.
Trisha's obviously not very educated on this subject.
Kind of seems like you aren't either.
Yeah, seriously.
Just my opinion, though. We're allowed to have these opinions, right? Is this okay to say this? Am I allowed to say this? Am I allowed to say that I believe she's a liar? I don't think she's being truthful. And it is of my opinion that she's making this up for attention. That's my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Or has misunderstood. It's hard to sit here and watch somebody, one, call me crazy and spread information that's very incorrect and damaging about our community.
I believe that some people would say that it is rough to watch somebody do what you do and make young teenage girls believe they also have a disease that is absolutely so rare that most of the medical community doesn't even agree that it's real. And that's true. You can look that up. True. They don't believe that it's real.
Which undoes a lot of the hard work that me and a lot of other content creators in the DID community have done. It's a group effort, and it's hard to sit here and...
It's really hard. It's hard to use your disease to make a monetized YouTube channel and get gifts sent to you every single day and make more money than every single person that subscribes to you put together. It's difficult. It's probably very hard. And I, for one, my heart bleeds for her.
Watch somebody who has such a huge reach.
It's also weird to have somebody that has a huge reach, like you do, Nin. You're being Nin now, I guess. private their Twitter account because of all the backlash from her boyfriend, Piñata Party, drawing child pornography, which you could say now. You don't have to say allegedly. The images came out. Drawing child pornography and then somehow turning that into you being the victim because obviously you were kept in the dark and you didn't know. That's why you privated your Twitter account because that's what innocent people do.
Spread such damaging information. And I'm not sure that Trish really understands how damaging this is. All these things are completely wrong.
Yeah. But you got to include yourself in that.
But why is it wrong that somebody's simply expressing their opinion that they may think that you're not what you think you are?
Why is that wrong?
Why is it wrong?
Scientifically,
you could stare into the screen if you want. That I guess you're trying to do some sort of for emphasis. I guess.
They are wrong. I don't know if I can get through this whole thing.
Now you know how I feel watching your videos. Really?
See, bro, the broken pieces coming
I get
together.
It. Yeah, I got it.
Each piece signifies.
I know.
One of the personalities.
I know.
And then they.
I know.
My whole channel is dedicated to educating people about dissociative identity disorder.
Even like your unboxing videos?
This is going to be some very different content to the educational stuff that we usually produce.
Oh, you're gonna beef? You're beefing? You're beefing it out?
Beefing out here.
Okay.
A lot of people have been asking me today, as soon as I woke
up.
Asking
me, guys.
Well, a lot of people asking her. It's just her talking to herself.
Sorry.
Have you seen this video by Trisha Paytas? Trish has uploaded a video. She claims she has DID. I'm not.
She claims.
Wait, whoa,
Excuse me?
Hey.
What?
Hey.
Huh?
Hey. DID is a very serious disorder.
Claims?
And you can't just take away from somebody. You know, that's her story. That's her truth.
How dare you?
How dare you call out somebody else's truth?
Are you calling her a liar? I mean, she probably is. But are you calling her that?
Yeah, because you are, you like to send your little fan base to little targeted harassment campaigns against people who speak out critically against your own self-diagnosis. And now you're saying that that's it. You're the expert. You're the only one. You pick and choose who is and isn't faking it. Is that... am I supposed to believe this?
I'm also wondering, does every one of your alters have a Discord account where you have send these people to flag stuff? Or is it just one?
Not going to spend any of this video saying whether I think she does or doesn't, because...
No. You should spend this video saying that she definitely does, because if not, what you're doing is you're robbing her.
Mm-hmm.
You're robbing her of her journey.
I don't know. I'm not a professional.
We know! And that was the point of other videos that you tried to flag. You're not a professional. And I'm not accusing you of this. What I will say is, Mike, have you heard of doctor shopping?
Of course, I'm a wrestling fan.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course. I'm a Rush Limbaugh fan, so I have
so there you go. Yeah,
so I get it, yeah. When you want a particular outcome, you will go to medical professional to medical professional, and especially when it's something as up in the air as this disorder, which used to be called multiple personality disorder, now it's called dissociative identity disorder, you will eventually find somebody that will tell you you have that.
Not only that,
not her, but people do that.
Not only that, but you go from doctor to doctor and learn from each mistake.
Of course.
Until you perfect your expressing of these things.
It is not my place to say whether she is faking or not faking, and frankly, it's none of my business. I've heard that...
But I'm going to make a 39-minute video about it.
I mentioned in this video, and a lot of people have been asking me to respond to it, and I have not seen it yet.
Why don't you just send them the Mass Flagger channel?
So I thought, okay, well, people are obviously searching for dissociative identity disorder right now after the video that we did with Anthony, which became trending. So I'm really glad that DID is getting the attention that it deserves. So
I believe that you're really glad you're getting the attention. I don't, or all of you are getting the attention, I guess is the correct term.
that people can learn about it, so that we can destigmatize it, so that
But there is no like, okay, this is where I'm like, there was no stigma about it. Nobody really cared. Like it was a non-issue. There wasn't, you know what I'm like, you understand what I'm saying? Like there was no stigma about this. Nobody was thinking about you. This didn't matter to most people. And because you know why it didn't matter to most people? Do you want to know why it didn't matter to most people? Because it's so rare.
Yeah.
the people who need help and need treatment can get that treatment. It's very important.
What treatment?
Yeah, there's no treatment for it that I know
What's
of.
the treatment? I mean, maybe I'm ignorant. I'm also not a medical professional.
But I don't know of any known treatment for this sort of thing.
That the content that's being produced at the moment around dissociative identity.
Does the treatment consist of glorifying it on YouTube and having people send you free gifts to all your different personalities?
I guess that's part of the treatment.
Okay. Yeah, free stuff does help alleviate a lot of
It does.
Yeah.
disorder is scientifically accurate, and that it is not stigmatizing, and that it isn't going to damage our community or damage the lives or the reputations of the people who live with it. Just like
I would like to say that videos like this and glorify. Look, again, you want to destigmatize it, maybe go all for it. But see, the issue is that many people would say, and I think Mike and I are included in those people, that you're glorifying.
Mm-hmm.
You're glorifying this disease and making it kind of trendy, because this went from being nothing to now there's a bunch of YouTubers that have this disorder and are trying to make money off of it. So you've now glorified something that if it is a disease, right? Why are you trying to make it look cool? Because I don't know, man. AIDS is a disease, right? But
AIDS is so cool.
It is. Can you imagine? AIDS
in order to get AIDS, you have to be cool, right? Like, you know.
Cool people don't wear condoms.
You get it from unprotected sex. You get it from
Drugs.
drug use. I mean, most people who catch AIDS are pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. No, you're right. You're right. I think you also get it if you watch Project Runway. But I'm not sure. I'm not a medical expert.
like we do. So we're professionally diagnosed with dissociative identity disorder by an expert.
Yeah, I know. Someone pointed out earlier, from 2006 2012, there's a lot of people that are professionally diagnosed with fibromyalgia in Florida, so they could get Oxy and all those places. Doctors, see, I don't know if you know this, doctors can sometimes be, and Mike, I'm glad you're sitting down, they can be self-serving.
Wait, what?
Yeah. And they could want
I don't believe you. I'd have to see some proof, maybe a TikTok video or two.
Think about this. This human football team that we're watching here is, if the disease is so rare, if you're one of the few doctors that treats it, that doctor then becomes, it's more fame, more controversy, but more fame. They talk about that doctor. That guy's the guy, because other people don't believe it, but he believes it. You know who else are doctors? Chiropractors.
Well,
that's my point. That's exactly my point.
In the field, we have been for a number of years. Our whole life revolves around educating people about mental illness and specifically DID. So I'm going to react to this video, and hopefully it will give us a chance to kind of
because she can react to videos, and
she's allowed to express
she's allowed
her opinion. See, she's allowed to point out that other people may not have this disease.
That's correct.
Or affliction that she claims to have, which is very odd to me. But if two guys like ourselves comment that you may not have this affliction, you go in your little Discords and you go in your little protected Twitter account and you send your brigade of fans to come mass flag our videos.
That's correct.
Okay, I just want to make sure that the rules only apply to everyone else.
debunk some of the myths and maybe some of the inaccurate information that I've heard is portrayed in this video, so that you can get an authentic response from somebody who suffers with.
You know, there's videos that you could find of medical professionals that say the information that you're providing is inaccurate. They're out there.
Did Trisha Paytas do the blink? Because that's the only way I know if it's real or not.
How else would you know? Think about this, Mike.
You got to blink rapidly. Then I know you're switching personalities.
How else would you know?
Good point.
with this every day, and also somebody who knows the ins and outs of the disorder as much as I can. I know this is very different from what we usually have, but it's been very requested, and I think that it's a good opportunity to educate and to spread awareness in hopefully a healthy way. So it's 3:30 in the morning. 3:22. I'm nervous. Right.
Hey guys, what is up? So today I am doing a video which I feel like is a surprise to some, but I feel like once you know, it's probably not that big of a surprise to others, and that is a Meet My Alters video. If you guys don't know what an alter is people that have multiple personalities.
No, it's not. Sorry, Trish. No, it's not. An alter stands for alternate state of consciousness. An alter is not a person who has multiple personalities. The person who fronts the most often, is in the body the most often, is called the host. A lot of people tend...
Oh, okay. Well, a lot of this sounds like lying to me. But again, I'm not a medical professional. But this does sound like lying to me.
to think that that is the original or the person whose alters belong to them, but that's a very outdated way of thinking. We have a lot of content on our channel that explains how DID works, how it develops, the theory of structural dissociation. A very simple way that I like to put it is, if you were to drop a glass bowl and it shatters into a number of pieces on the floor, which piece is the original piece?
That's her intro.
Bro.
That's what her intro's about.
Bro, that's deep.
That's
deep.
Did the medical professionals say that? No. That doesn't really sound like something a doctor would say.
They're all part of the same bowl, but they're also all their own individual pieces. They matter just as much on their own as they do when they were part of a bowl.
It's pretty amazing that she could go 40 minutes without switching when she needs to, huh? Mm-hmm. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
How she could do that?
Very strange.
Their own object, their own entity, their own existence. No, an alter is not somebody who has multiple personalities. An alter is a personality, an individual, a fragment of consciousness which can develop completely as their own person with their own memories. There will be amnesia between different alters, so they may not have the same memories as other people. They may have different...
Okay, so then I have a question. This is just a question. There might be amnesia between alters. I mean, some people state that they completely change and they don't even know how they got to a certain place. Is it safe for you to be operating heavy machinery? Should she be allowed to drive just for public safety?
Yeah, because you could just switch and then you could crash a car. You could hurt somebody.
Like, what if you change into one of the, what does she call them, littlekins or little things? I
don't know, man. I don't know anymore.
So if you switch to a 14-year-old, you're too young to drive. Is she allowed to drive?
I don't know. That's a good
question.
question.
Should she be out in society? If she's in
society,
if she's watching a rated R movie and she turns into a 13-year-old, isn't that wrong? I'm just saying that if we're really going to believe that you have, let's say I believe you, and I don't personally, but let's say I believe you. Should you be out there? And again, to me, the biggest red flag in this whole thing is the age thing. Like, how do you feel in age? Some of her alters are ageless, age sliding, I believe is the term. Some of them are 25s. How do you feel 40? How do you feel 20? How do you feel in age? Age is an actual mathematical thing. It's like, I was born this year, this is how old I am.
Yeah, it's a simple measurement. It's how many times the sun goes around the fucking earth.
Right.
The earth goes around the sun, rather.
That's all it is. That's all it is. Netluck says, I'm telling you as an MD, a psychiatrist, not just practicing at the moment, but fully graduated and licensed, they're taking DID out of the next DSM. Really? Really?
That's odd.
Well, we'll see if that happens. That would be, can you believe the outrage?
That would be
really hurtful for you.
Skills that, again, the amnesia means that one alter may have learned something that the other individual, another alter, won't have any memory of.
Why do you seem to be able to just effortlessly continue your videos when you switch mid-video?
Yeah.
Right? Like, wouldn't you panic? Like,
yeah.
I know if I, like me personally, I think if I just like came to and I thought I was live.
Freak out.
I would freak out and hit end stream.
Of course.
I'd be like, oh my God, what just happened?
Just weird. It's just kind of odd. That's all.
learning. So no, we're 20 seconds in and that's already incorrect. But hopefully this will improve as we go
Are all her alters catty?
along.
Are they all catty?
I guess we're going to need a lot of saucers of milk here, huh?
And also, if she was turning into dudes, one of the dudes probably wouldn't believe her. Right?
Hey, what's up? My name's Chad. I'm 24, and personally, I think this whole thing's bullshit.
This is crap. It's weird that all of them also believe you.
Dated a girl who also had a DID, and we talked about it
Also,
a lot.
if you were like a chick, right? You look like this, right? You sweat, and you're a dude, and you're this chick. You don't just immediately go into like a full length mirror and be like,
Right? Yeah. You would think so, right? Yeah.
Look at that titty. Like that's the only thing a guy would do. If they came to in a young woman's body, they'd be like, titties. That should be the only thing the guy personality says. Bro, titties.
By the way, Netlux, send us a DM. I would love to have you on. I would love to talk to you about this.
She has
I have actually spoken to the girl that she's speaking about here, and this individual, I hope she won't mind me saying, has said that she's very offended by this video, very hurt by this video.
That's because you have more subs so obviously she wants to make sure she's with the more sub group, right?
So just because you've known somebody with the ID, that does not necessarily mean that you're educated on the topic of it.
Or also, some people would say just because you have the ID doesn't necessarily mean you're not lying about it. I'm not saying you are, but I'm saying some people would say that.
Yeah, that's quite sad to hear, actually, from the person that she's talking about, that even though they dated and must have spent a lot of time together, that this video was actually extremely offensive to her. Again, I don't really
Why don't you let her talk for herself?
know what Trisha says in this video, except that apparently a lot of it is incorrect. So this is a first-time response. I'm just going to try not to speak over everything she says.
in my real life. So
Yeah, you're really doing what we do. It's not a great look.
many people ask, "Do you have a disorder?
She's
Are you
being a
diagnosed?"
real Brian Callen right now.
Seriously. That might be one of her alters for all we know.
Papa, I just switched. Papa,
Papa,
just
look at my cats,
personalities,
Papa.
Papa.
With something? Are you bipolar? Are you schizo? And I'm like, honestly, I've never been diagnosed with anything. The closest thing that I have
Why is she did somebody diagnose her with dandruff?
I don't think that's something you go to a doctor for. You just
Head and
shoulders.
shoulders.
Yeah.
Okay.
diagnosed myself, I guess, is multiple personality disorder.
Okay, so again, multiple personality disorder is an extremely outdated term. The term is dissociative identity disorder. It used to be known as multiple personality disorder. It was renamed dissociative identity disorder in the early 90s.
Why?
So actually in
Why?
the
Why?
academic world, the phrase multiple personality disorder has not been used professionally for about 30 years.
What does it matter though?
See, in the
What's
medical,
no, but what's but I'm honest. What does it matter? Why is one offensive and one not? Who
because-
cares?
But that's the evolution of words of things, which is why they're constantly changing the name for things. I mean, look at Doug Stanhope just did a bit about that recently about the word retarded.
Yeah.
And they just keep changing the term, and it's like you're gonna always just use whatever the new term is to goof on your friend. That's just the way it goes. So there's always gonna be a term, and then within a year or two, it's gonna be offensive.
Right.
And we're going to run out of words. But I do like that she goes, actually, the term multiple personality disorder is very archaic, and it's been retired. And many medical professionals now use the term dissociative identity disorder when they're describing what I don't have.
Happening to them. So the brain dissociates. It puts up a wall, amnesia, between different parts of the consciousness, so that some parts will remember this trauma, some parts will hold traumatic memories to be able to deal with it.
But that's not measurable. See, here's the thing. They talk about these brain scans, and I hate this because I've been going down these because of this woman. I've been going down these rabbit holes, and they bring up these things where they go, well, you could tell on brain scans. No, they can't. Yeah, you could tell on brain scans when certain part of your brain lights up. But that doesn't mean that you're shutting parts. Like, there's no way to test that. Like, I don't know if you know this, but the brain is still a huge mystery to science. Like, we know some things about it, right? But we don't know that specifically there's that old lie that you only use 10% of your brain. You don't you use all of your brain. Like you use all of it. The brain is not something that we understand, especially not enough to tell whether what you're saying is the truth or whether you really are doing that. At the end of the day, these diagnoses, I guess is the right word.
Diagnoses.
The only way to tell whether it's real or not, you're going off of the word of the person that's saying it. And in many cases, and I think Netlux was saying something similar to that, in many cases, some people have other diseases. I'm not saying she does, but some people do have other diseases, real diseases, by the way. Like schizophrenia is real. Yeah. I know people that have that. They're actually
awful.
I know people that have that, and I know people that take medicine for it and are actually way better because of it. May believe that they have something else. I know people that have a bunch. I know people that have. We talk about autism. We talk about Asperger's. These are things that you could go, oh wow, this is real things that you could measure. It's always going to be questionable to me when there's a disease that is really, you have to base it 100% on the word of somebody that's saying it, because I don't know if you know this, but sometimes people lie,
and others won't. The whole disorder is built around dissociation. That is why it was renamed dissociative identity disorder. It's not a personality disorder. Yes, multiple personalities are involved with it, but dissociation is an integral part of DID. You cannot have DID, dissociative identity disorder, and not dissociate. It also.
But okay, but if they were wrong 10 years ago, who's to say 10 years from now what you're saying isn't going to be crap? Because here's the thing: the science isn't settled on this. It's not. I mean, go do your own research. I mean, seriously. Because, you were saying earlier, people take the word of internet personalities. The people that come and flag our channel from her and get really mad at us, they're just taking her word. They're not going to fucking medical conferences. You know what I mean? They're not sitting down there and reading the book. Because they always bring up the DSM book, right? Is it the DSM or DMS? Whatever the book is.
DSM,
DSM, right? Do you think they've sat there? I really feel like Mac from Always Sunny. Have you poured through the data yourself?
Yeah, exactly.
Have you poured through it yourself?
So science
have you done
is
these
wrong
experiments?
sometimes.
Yeah. Have you done these experiments? Because the medical community itself is very torn.
Involves other types of dissociation, subcategories like derealization, depersonalization, otherwise known as DPDR. So, no, you cannot have multiple personalities, you cannot have MPD, you cannot have DID without dissociation. It is a dissociative disorder.
Or you could be wrong. Or, and I'm not saying you are, but some people lie.
No.
So if we're implying...
I think you're lying.
That Trisha... you asshole. If you're implying that Trisha's lying, right? If you're implying that she's lying...
Then there is... then it's possible. Then you could be lying.
It's out there, right? Now look. Should we stop here? Because Mike and I talked.
Yeah, I don't want to get
show.
brigaded by this woman's fans because she's organizing secret hit squads in her Discord and sending people to try to get our channel that we've worked very hard on for several years removed because we simply have a difference of opinion. Mm-hmm. Yeah, maybe we should move on. I don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I think that's for now. And we're not done with this. I'm not even close.
Oh no.
But this video will be clipped, and I believe everything is 100% compliant with YouTube. Mm-hmm. And I also believe, and I'm allowed to say this in my opinion, your fans are a bunch of whiny babies. They're a bunch of whiny little babies that are on the internet, and they cry when their hero gets hurt. And it's just embarrassing. It really is embarrassing. All right. There we go. We can clip that segment there. We can put that one up, and hopefully not to make that one a BitChute exclusive.
Seriously.
Yeah. But by the way, shout out to BitChute, though, because I did kind of give it to her on Twitter, and BitChute retweeted it. So,
nice.
So that's at least